Hi friends, this is Bilal Haider. After a very long time, I'm back with some more video tutorials for you guys, especially for those um, who are my regular viewers and they are watching my MQL 4 videos. They are learning to make expert advisors, and I hope you have made some. If you're already followed my videos, then you might be able to make some EAs for you. Okay. So in this video part we are going to learn about pivot points, and we'll create some horizontal lines on our chart, and then we will make a simple script that will calculate pivot points for you. Then we'll do something else. Okay, basically the purpose of this video is to show you about how you create horizontal lines basically on your chart, and um, you should be able to calculate pivot points and draw horizontal lines on your chart. Then after that we can do a couple of things with this script. Okay, we can use it to make an expert advisor based on those pivot points. Yes, obviously. So in this video part we'll simply learn what are pivot points, and I have actually coded some I coded already this code in here, and I will explain it to you in a moment. So the first thing which we need to look here, the definition of pivot point, I got it from internet. I searched it and I find it for you. So what is a pivot point? So basically a technical analysis indicator used to determine the overall trend of the market over different time frames. The pivot point itself is simply the average of high-low closing prices from the previous trading day. On the subsequent day, trading above the pivot point is thought to indicate ongoing bullish sentiment, while trading below the pivot point indicates bearish sentiment. So this was the basic definition of pivot points. So what we'll do, we'll calculate these pivot points. We'll also calculate resistance level 1, resistance level 2, resistance level 3, support level 1, support level 2, support level 3 in this EA. Okay, and after that we'll do something with it. We'll see what we can do with this information. Okay, so straight to the bottom of this page, here, this is the very first function which we have written to draw horizontal lines on our chart. Okay, I'll explain it word by word so that you know exactly what I am doing in this function. Okay, so let's go ahead, let's start it. The first thing which I did here, I declared a function, and its type is void because it doesn't return anything, but it only draws lines on the chart. Okay, the second thing which I have done here is the name of the function. I called it draw underscore pivots. So this will be the name of our function. We're passing 3 parameters to it. The first one is the name of the object which we are creating here. So everything which we draw on our chart, if it's a horizontal line, if it's a vertical line, if it's an arrow, if it's a text, whatever, that is considered as an object. Okay, so an object definitely has a name, so we are giving it a name here. When we will call this function from our main functions or any other function, we'll pass a name to it, so that this function will create an object which will have this certain name. So we make it generic so that whenever we need it to draw a horizontal line, we can just simply call this function and it will draw a horizontal line for us. The second parameter which we are passing in here is the value. This will be the value at which this horizontal line will be drawn. Okay, so let's say if we pass 1.3247, then at this price, at this value, this horizontal line will be drawn. Okay, and the next parameter which we are passing here is the color of the line, because we want different lines on our chart. Let's say we have, like, for pivot point R1, R2, R3, S1, S2, S3, we have 7 different lines which you will draw on a chart. So we make it generic. The color will we are making it generic so that we can pass different colors for each different line, or we can if you want, you can simply pass any color you like. Okay, we'll see in a moment when we will call this function from our main function. Now let's go inside the main body of this function and see what's in there. The first thing which we have in here is this if condition here. This draw pivots is a boolean type variable which you can set to true or false from external variables. It is declared as external variable so that you will be able to tell your EA to draw these lines or not. So if it's false, if you set it to false, it won't be drawing any lines on your chart. We want to give this ability to user so that he can decide by himself if he wants to draw lines for him or not. Okay, so after that we go inside our if condition and see what's there. The first thing which we have in here, we are surrounding these functions which will create our line by this if condition, which basically means that whenever we'll call this function, it will create lines again and again and again if we don't do this if condition. Okay, what we need to do in here, we use this function object find, and we are passing this name to this object find function, so that if this object is already being created, this whatever the name of this object is, if it's already created, then you don't go inside it and create it once again. Okay, this is the purpose of this if condition here. So if our function doesn't find that object, what it will do, it will go inside this if conditions body, and what it will do, it will basically create an object. It will set its name, whatever will pass into this function. Object underscore h line means this object type will be a horizontal line. You don't worry about this. This means that we are creating this object at current time. Okay, at current time and at this value. Okay, so this line basically creating this object. Okay, now the second thing in here, the second line which I have written here, what it does basically, it is setting the color of this object. Okay, whatever the color we are passing, let's say we are passing red color, so what it will do, it will create that line here by this code, by this line, and then it will set its color to red by this line of code. Okay, the next thing, the next line here, which shows that the style of the line is, it's a dotted line, a solid line. We will specify the style in inputs. Okay, so this variable which I am using here is an external variable to set the style of the line.